everyone, and welcome to another episode of our STELAR project podcast called Data Stories 360. My name is Julia Mitrovic. I'm the Deputy Head of Communications at Foodscale Hub, and we are one of the partners on the STELAR project. And I'm happy to be your host today, and I'm even more happy to speak today with our guest, Marilena Dimitrakopoulou, who is part of Agroknow, who is also part of STELAR, as Agroknow leads our Pilot 1, Risk Prevention in Food Supply Lines. And Marilena is a perfect person to speak to, as she holds a PhD in public health from the medical school at the University of Patras. She has expertise in molecular techniques, quality control, and assurance, while her research interests are food safety, food fraud, sustainability, and food traceability. So it's a very impressive biography, I have to say. Marilena's current position at Agroknow is as the research project manager. She works within the innovation department, and she specializes in AI-driven food safety solutions. But I do not want to go too long with the introduction. I am eager to speak to Marilena. So without further ado, let's dive in. Marilena, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation, Julia. It's a pleasure.
It's a mutual pleasure. I would like to start with our first question, as we first like to explore the motivations and backgrounds of our guests. So our first question is, what attracted you to the field of food safety and its intersection with artificial intelligence?
Okay, so what initially drew me to food safety was the critical importance of ensuring that the food we consume is both safe and sustainable. So I started working in traceability and quality control, and I realized that assuring the food safety is not just a matter of regulation, but a necessity for public health in general, and trust in the global food supply chain. So the introduction of artificial intelligence in general and in this field really excites me because it opens up a whole new world of proactive risk assessment and real-time monitoring. Additionally, AI's ability to process and analyze a vast amount of data in real time allow us to predict and prevent food safety issues and incidents before they became public health concerns. So this fusion of technology and food safety, it's really exciting for me.
I can imagine so, and it's great to hear that the motivation behind it all is not just policy, but first and foremost, public health. Thank you so much for your answer. So when it comes to your background in traceability and quality control, how do you see advancements in artificial intelligence enhancing real-time food traceability? And do you think that AI can help us create a more transparent and secure supply chain for not just companies, but consumers, to tie in to your point about public health?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that artificial intelligence has a unique capability to transform real-time traceability and make it far more efficient and transparent. For example, artificial intelligence-driven tools can track and verify the journey of a product from farm to fork with incredible accuracy. So that's very important for the food safety in general and for public health. So we can, through AI, identify the potential contamination points or even delays in the supply chain. So in general, all this creates not only more secure supply chain for companies, but also empowers consumer to make more informed decisions about the products that they want to consume. The level of transparency that we want in the food safety systems is achievable with artificial intelligence and will foster a deeper level of trust in the food that we consume.
Okay, thank you very much, Marilena. Now, when it comes to risk assessment for public health, how do you approach the gap between balancing innovation in food safety technology and, on the other part, regulatory compliance and standards? Because there can be a lot of regulatory compliances and standards that one has to follow.
Yeah, I think that innovation and regulatory compliance don't have to be at odds. In fact, they can complement each other. As we push the boundaries of food safety technologies in general, we also need to ensure that they are in alignment with existing regulations and standards. So, one approach is to work closely with regulatory bodies or authorities during this innovation process and making sure that artificial intelligence tools, for example, are developed in a way that meets the stringent safety requirements. So, apart from that, by using artificial intelligence to improve traceability and transparency, we are not only enhancing food safety standards, but also we make it easier to demonstrate compliance with regulations as every step of the process can be documented and, of course, verified.
Okay, that's great to hear, and it's great to hear that doesn't in fact doesn't have to be a challenge. So when it comes to the topic of challenges, what are the main challenges that come from the current fragmentation of data across the food supply chain?
Yeah, data fragmentation is a significant challenge for this domain. Right now, food supply chains are very, very complex, and data is often siloed across different stakeholders, farmers, manufacturers, distributors, and even retailers. So each of them has their own systems and ways of recording the data, which in many cases leads to inconsistencies and inefficiencies. For artificial intelligence to work effectively, especially in risk prediction and real-time monitoring, it needs access to accurate, timely, and comprehensive data. So the challenge is in breaking down these silos and creating an ecosystem where data flows seamlessly and securely between all parties involved in the food supply chain.
Okay, thank you very much, Marilena. Now, when it comes to Agroknow's food risk intelligence platform, Foodakai, it analyzes data to detect potential problems, hazards early on, which helps companies maintain good food safety standards. Now, what steps are being taken to ensure that the privacy and the security of sensitive data, which has to exist, while combining and analyzing the data? How do you manage those two?
Yeah, privacy and security are paramount when dealing with sensitive data, especially in the food industry. So at Agroknow, we prioritize data security by implementing state-of-the-art encryption and anonymizing techniques. We are also very strict about compliance with GDPR and other relevant data privacy laws, ensuring that any data shared through Foodakai is handled responsibly. We also use advanced algorithms to detect potential hazards without compromising the privacy of the parties involved. So the balancing data sharing with security is key to creating a safer and more transparent food ecosystem.
Okay, thank you very much. And I am sure that you also mean when you speak about GDPR, that you also speak about the consumers. And you have already said how important it is that consumers are informed, how important it is that we pay attention to public health. But I also wanted to ask a bit something more when it comes to consumers. More precisely, is consumer data, such as product reviews, being leveraged to improve food safety? Can it be useful? And if so, in what way?
Yeah, of course, consumer play a crucial role in the food ecosystem, the food data ecosystem. They are increasingly interested in knowing where their food comes from and the process it goes through. But in fact, consumer feedback, including reviews and concerns, can provide valuable real-time insights into potential risks. By integrating, for example, consumer data into platforms like Foodakai, we can analyze patterns of complaints or issues related to specific products and trace them back to potential safety hazards. So this kind of consumer-driven data can help improve even better the product quality and safety, making in general a more powerful tool in the broader food safety ecosystem. Yeah.
It's a very great thing that consumers are taking into account in so many ways. Thank you so much. Now, to turn back to the STELAR project that we have mentioned at the beginning of our podcast, and this is the STELAR podcast, we want to discuss a bit more Agroknow's role in one of the 3 pilots of the STELAR project. So Agroknow leads risk prevention in food supply lines. Could you share some example how your pilot is enhancing the ability to predict and also manage the emerging hazards in the food supply chain?
Yeah, so in fact, the STELAR KLMs provide us with NLP, natural language processing tools, to automate the extraction of useful information from a given text. This text can be public food safety incidents or public food fraud incidents, for example, which come in different formats and diverse languages. So this is a first example. The other example is that this STELAR KLMs provides us with NER, name entity recognition tools, to automate the extraction of useful information from like food regulatory text, which are typically long and complex legal text. So we can collect in an automated way just the important information.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining it, especially for everybody listening, watching, the benefits of not just the pilot, but the STELAR KLMS system. Now, when it comes to the future of food risk prevention, how do you envision this future since data management technologies continue to evolve?
Yeah, I think that the future of risk prevention will be deeply integrated with artificial intelligence and big data. As data management technologies evolve, I think we will see more seamless integration of data across the food chain, from farm to fork again. I think that the artificial intelligence will become more sophisticated in predicting risks and with higher accuracy. By this way, we can help stakeholders prevent the issues long before they occur. And last but not least, as consumers continue to demand transparency, we will see more consumer-facing technologies that allow them to track and verify the safety of their food in real time.
We are very happy for STELAR to be part of such a mission. Okay, thank you. And to wrap up, we wanted to ask you, what do you see as the long-term impact of the STELAR project on agriculture and food safety?
Yeah, I think that the most important and the long-term impact of STELAR could be transformative. By automating the extraction of useful information from various sources across the globe, will help food companies and authorities better monitor the status of the global supply chain and better reaction when an issue or an incident occurs.
Thank you so much, Marilena. You summarized that very concisely. I think this will be very informative and interesting for everybody who watches or listens. So we continue to look forward to your contributions and to Agroknow's contributions to STELAR, to its pilot. And just before I say also goodbye to our listeners, just to say thank you to you once more, and to everybody watching or listening. More STELAR episodes will be coming soon. Be sure to follow us at stellar-project.eu, and see you soon.